that's right outside St Thomas's Hospital, as you just mentioned. One junior doctor told one of our correspondents that she was treating someone with a head injury and broken ribs. And clearly the medics at that hospital are now doing everything they can. It's not just St Thomas's, there are other hospitals in the neighbouring area. But it appears after the car drove on the pavement, there are, as we've mentioned, as you can see in some of the pictures, there are some security barriers immediately underneath Big Ben where the car couldn't continue its journey on the pavement. It's gone into the cycle lane which runs alongside Big Ben and then crashed into the fence. There we are, there's the picture of the grey Hyundai, we believe it to be, which crashed into the fence. Now, just around the corner from that is Parliament Square and the gates where MPs enter and exit in their cars. It's also where MPs walk in and out as well. There are always armed guards on those gates there, and we think it's still only one attacker, but we think that person stabbed a police officer at those gates, and shortly afterwards, within the grounds of the parliamentary estate there, the attacker was shot 2 or 3 times by police.
Thank you, Chris. We're just hearing that statement from the police. The Metropolitan Police have said that a full counter-terrorism investigation is underway after the London attack. And interestingly, Lord Brian Paddock, of course, a former senior officer with the Metropolitan Police, has also spoken about there having been a suspect package outside Parliament which the police have had to deal with before the building could be cleared. He has said that according to what he understood, there had been a suspect package attached to a vehicle. It's not clear from what we're reading here from the news agencies whether that element of this situation has been resolved yet. The British police, we're getting more statements now from the Metropolitan Police, having said that there is a full counter-terrorism investigation underway. They are now saying that there are a number of casualties, including police officers, and doubtless that will be those who will have sped to the scene, who have seen so many of the emergency services attending there, still with this unfolding incident this afternoon.
And Julie, if you look at that, those pictures there from the helicopter, that's travelling across Westminster Bridge. You can see a number of areas where paramedics are treating people. We've counted at least 4, we think. This is where the river ends. That's the green on the left of the screen there is the beginning of the parliamentary estate. That's the black security fence that prevents cars from getting onto the pavement right there. But just after that, we believe that's where the car crashed into the fence just outside Big Ben.
Just to underline, the Metropolitan Police are saying a full counter-terrorism investigation is underway into the London attack, and they will not speculate whether the London incident is over yet. That is the latest from the Metropolitan Police. We can cross now to our correspondent Ronke Phillips, who I believe is outside St Thomas's Hospital. Ronke, what do you have for us?
Yes, right next to St Thomas's Hospital, and Westminster Bridge itself is being used as an emergency treatment centre, if you like, Julie. People are being brought out in stretchers from Parliament one by one, and they're being treated out there in the open. We've seen at least 7 casualties brought out into the ambulances. We saw a man in a wheelchair who was being given oxygen, another man on a stretcher who seemed to be given CPR. I did manage to speak to a junior doctor who, seeing the commotion from her office at St Thomas's, which overlooks the bridge, came down and rushed in and treated a man with a very serious head injury. She told us he also had rib injuries and he had what seemed to be a splash wound on his leg. She told us that he'd been taken to King's Hospital and that several of the casualties were being taken there. We've seen walking wounded being taken into the Marriott Hotel, and we're told that that's the triage centre. People with varying degrees of injuries are being treated there, and other people are being brought over, escorted over the bridge by police. Those people are being escorted away. They're not needing medical treatment. There was a woman with a baby. I managed to shout to her and ask her if she was okay. She told me she had been caught up in the melee, as she called it. She said that she was okay. She looked quite tearful. Another man came over. We spoke to him. He didn't want to talk to us on camera, but again, looking very shocked and very tearful. And as you can see, people are still being treated behind me, Mary. As you say, it's an operation.
Ronki, thank you very much indeed. We can bring you now the latest from Scotland Yard. Commander B.J. Harrington of the